Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, and I am really excited about something. So my husband and I, we decided this year that we were not going to take a cruise. Usually we take a cruise. We've taken at least one every year, except for during COVID. But other than that, at least one every year since our 20th anniversary back in 2003. We usually book sometime in May, it may be April. Sometimes we've gone in October, or I think we did one in August one time, but it's usually in May. That's a really good month because it's before it gets awfully hot, too crowded, and hurricane season really hasn't started yet. Well, I'm really glad we didn't book a cruise this year because we had a family emergency, March, April, and now May, and I probably wouldn't have been able to go. But now our family emergency is okay. Everybody's okay. My husband says, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and book another cruise this year? And I was really excited about that. Let me just say that. Anyway, he started doing investigating before he actually asked me about that. And we had it narrowed down to 2 dates. One was actually leaving on my birthday, and the other one was the end of September. Well, I picked my birthday for a couple of reasons. Well, for one thing, it's my birthday. It'd be fun to celebrate on a cruise. But the other thing was end of September is during peak hurricane season. And even though mid-August, the hurricane season is ramping up a little bit, it's not as ramped up as the end of September into October, which that's when that cruise would have been. So since we're going on a cruise, I'm going to be doing a cruise series, and it's going to start from my booking experience all the way till we get off of the ship. So today's video is about our booking experience, and it was quite the experience. So we always go through a travel agent. I think our very first cruise we did not. But then we learned it does not cost any extra to use a travel agent. And they can do a lot of the dirty work, I guess you could say. And you'll understand what I mean about that in just a second. But they make things very convenient. And I really love my travel agent. She's the best. In fact, I'll leave her name and everything down in the description box below, just in case you're looking for a good travel agent. But anyway, Jane, that's her name, I called her after I did a little bit of investigating. I had found that probably MSC was going to be our best bet as far as the price went. We are platinum on Carnival, and I've traveled with Disney, which that's just way too expensive for us. And then I've also done Royal Caribbean, and honestly, they're okay. I don't think they're any better than Carnival. And a lot of people out there, you're probably going, oh no, Carnival's the worst. But we've never had any issues with Carnival. We are not gamblers. We don't drink alcohol ever. We don't like to party. We're boring. And we have always had a fun time on Carnival. But after the big C, Carnival has gone up in price like a lot. So we started looking at MSC. A couple of years ago, we did a back-to-back for 2 weeks. We liked it so much that last year we did a back-to-back for 2 weeks. We liked it so much that this year we're doing another back-to-back. Not 2 weeks though. It is an 11-day cruise, which is a 7-day and then a 4-day. So it's going to be interesting because usually those 3 and 4 day cruises are kind of a booze cruise thing, which is really not, I don't know. I've heard some horror stories, but you know what? We'll try it out and see what happens. So after we did our legwork on that, I called Jane and I told her what we were looking for. And I told her, I said, we're open to other cruises if she can find a good price for us. And that's what she did. She did the legwork. She looked around and she did not find any cruises that were a better bargain than the ones that we had found. So we had it narrowed down, like I said, to 2 dates. The one in August was a little bit more expensive, but not that much more. And so we decided to go ahead and go with the August booking. And this is where it got a little difficult. Now, I have never personally dealt with MSC's booking people, but from what I understand, they're not exactly the best. And Jane had big issues. I'm not going to go into details because I really don't know the full story, and I wasn't the one directly affected. But from what she told me, the attitude just wasn't very nice, at least not the first person she talked to. Eventually, she got disconnected from that person, so she had to call a second person. Pretty much the same thing happened. They didn't call back, so she called a third person. And I think that happened one more time before she finally got somebody that was really good. Now, unfortunately, when you call MSC, you get who you get. You cannot call a specific agent. You have to deal with whoever answers the phone. Now, I will have to say, Carnival, you can have, at least you used to be able to, you can have a specific agent that is for you. Because in the past, I know I have talked to a specific person at Carnival, and then when I called back, I had that person's direct line that I could call. So it wasn't whoever answered the phone is who I got. So that's kind of not too good when it comes to MSC, because like Jane said, this person was great. And he actually did find a couple of discounts for us and let us use both of them. Now, that was a senior discount and then what they call a Voyager discount. The senior discount is 10% and the Voyager discount is 5%. So that's a 15% discount. Normally, they don't let you combine, and a lot of times you cannot find a senior discount. Now, the Voyager discount is just you've come back to MSC and you're a repeat customer. And they actually have matched my platinum status over on Carnival. So I'm the same level on MSC. I get the same perks over there. So anyway, after hours and hours on the phone, we are booked. And we are going, okay, here's my itinerary. So the first leg of our trip, we're going to leave out of Port Canaveral. And we have 2 days at Ocean Cay. And that is their private island. We've been there before. I actually have videos about it. It is a gorgeous island. It's not a theme park. It is just a private, quiet island, just like we love it. And this is one of the things that draws us to MSC is the beautiful island that they have. I believe we get there at 8 o'clock in the morning. It may be 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's early. And then we stay overnight. And then we leave about noon the next day. So we're there a long time. So let's see, after that, you got Ocean Cay twice. We have a day at sea. Then we're going to Costa Maya. Now, I consider Costa Maya a throwaway port. Last time we were there, it was awful. We had like 5 giant ships there, like the big ones. There were just way too many people. And there's really nothing to do. We've thought about maybe taking an excursion to Tulum, but I think it's like a 2+ hour trip there and back. And I believe we're not there long enough. In fact, they may not even offer that excursion. But even if they do, I don't want it to be rush. When I go to Tulum, whenever that will be, I would like to take my time and actually see the site. So I don't even know if we're going to get off the ship in Costa Maya. By the way, I do have a video all about Costa Maya. And I have a playlist of cruise things, but I do have one of Costa Maya. They've got these flyers that perform, and I have a video of that. That was pretty cool. But I've seen it. I don't need to get off the ship. So you know what? When everybody else is off the ship, my husband and I are going to enjoy it. So then the next day we'll be in Cozumel, and we'll definitely get off there. We're not going to do any excursions. We've been to Cozumel a lot. We've done numerous excursions, and this is just a relaxing vacation for us. We don't want to be rush all over the place. We're going to leisurely get off the ship. We're going to leisurely do a little bit shopping. And then we're going to get back on the ship and enjoy it a little bit. So anyway, and then I think After Cozumel, we have a day at sea, and then we go back to Port Canaveral. So that is the first leg of our back-to-back. So the second leg of our back-to-back is, of course, we're going to leave out of Port Canaveral. We're going to be going to Nassau. Again, that's kind of a throwaway port. I used to love to go to Nassau, but so much anymore, it's from what I understand, it's really not that safe. So we won't even leave the port area, but we are going to get off the ship. They do have a fairly new port area, and it's really pretty cool. So we'll just, get off the ship, leisurely kind of maybe do a little bit of shopping, and then get back on the ship. And then the next day, we're back to Ocean Cay. I love Ocean Cay. We're getting 4 days there because, again, this is going to be an overnighter. So we're really excited about that. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I chose this particular sailing. One of the reasons. The other sailing, I think we were only getting 3 days at Ocean Cay. Maybe it would have been only 2 days. Anyway, we're getting more time at their private island on this particular cruise. So we'll be there for a couple days, and then it's debarkation at Port Canaveral. So anyway, that's a little introduction of our up-and-coming cruise here in about 80 days. By the time this is posted, it's going to be less than that because I'm not really for sure when I'm posting this. Right now, we are in the end of May, but I may wait to post this later on. In fact, it may even be posting while we're on our cruise. But stay tuned for some other videos all about the cruise. I'll show you about and tell you about the embarkation and the debarkation, about the food, about the things we do in the different ports. Probably talk a little bit about the muster drill. And anyway, all the things that we will be experiencing. So stay tuned. And if you want to see other cruises that we've been on, I've got them on this channel. And I also have them over on my Tappingflamingo, aka the Bohemian Hippie channel, because I was posting them over there before I had this channel. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me, and let me know, have you been on any cruise before? What was your experience? Do you have a favorite cruise line? Have you ever traveled with MSC? If you haven't, I do recommend it. They're not as bad as what people say. Anyway, y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, signing out for now. Bye-bye.